Well, it's that time again. So, John.
What's I know.
So remember how we were talking about how skinny Shy Sky Shalimar was last week? Because all the guy does is eat beef jerky, and he's like 90 pounds. We just figured it out. The guy needs to take a crap like every 5 minutes.
That's true.
Pretty much. I mean, he's been in the bathroom now for about
2 hours.
2 hours, at least 2 hours. I don't know what he's doing, or if we remembered that we're up here. I just don't know. He may have completely forgotten. I know I forget when I'm in the bathroom. How about you, John?
Me too.
Yeah.
I use bathrooms specifically to forget.
That's right.
To drift off into the little nether zone. To drift off into the what's a good word for poop? To drift away into the fecal zone.
The fecal zone. We like that. Yes.
Make some fudge.
Yes.
Lay some cable.
This is going out especially to one of our fans. You know who you are.
Yeah.
Doesn't like the fecal humor. Doesn't like the what do you call it? The toilet
potty
humor? Potty humor? Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, come on. You can never go broke doing potty humor. Unless you're Butterscott, because we're totally broke.
That's right.
Which means...
We're broke down and busted.
That's right. Broke down and busted.
As Todd Rundgren would say.
He would say that. Well, that was awkward. Butterscott.bandcamp.com. Go buy our stuff, because we po. That's why.
P-O apostrophe?
P-O. Po. Poe Butterscott.
Were you Edgar Allan Poe?
Edgar Allan Poe. We are Edgar Allan Poe.
I think he was pretty broke too. So
yeah, he's penniless and insane.
Penniless and insane.
Absolutely. So we're here in the studio, sort of working on our latest creation,
Meisterwork,
which is called the somewhat disappointing contractually obligated follow-up, because we are indentured slaves to our record label now, because Buttersville spent so much money on the slick overproduced commercial pop thing, which sold a grand total of 3 copies. We went plywood. So we still have a couple more copies.
Micah.
We did. We still have a couple more copies, and we'd love you to have one, for sure. So just go to our site, butterscott.bandcamp.com.
Buy or die. Where's my hand there? Oh. Buy or die. Ah.
No, well, we don't want you to die. We just want you to buy things.
That's
you
what Ralph
buy
Brothers
Butterscott
used to
stuff.
say.
That's right. So anyway, we realized, wow, we can't even remember Butterscott. We can't remember the album that we did before we went on hiatus back in 2000.
Well, it was probably a cassette.
It was most likely a cassette, because In a World is the very first digital Butterscott anything.
That's right.
Because back in the day, we had tape, and we did everything on tape. And
before that, we had wax cylinders.
Wax cylinders. Yep. And somebody told us, we don't know who. Somebody told us. I think it was the guy that cleans Sky's toilet. Not a pleasant man. Hey, if you had to clean Sky's toilet, you wouldn't be a pleasant man. He'd found a really old recording from us back in our vaudeville days. Do you remember what we used to call ourselves back then?
The Foreskins Trio.
The Foreskins Trio. We didn't get any gigs.
I can't imagine why not.
I have no idea why, but we used to have a vaudevillian act back when we were like in our teens. We're both child actors, if you didn't know.
Well, I remember we called ourselves Crosby, Stills, Nash, Young, and Gifted in Black.
No, that's a Saturday Night Live.
Yeah,
no, you can't do that.
Yeah,
Lorne Michaels is going to sue us.
Yeah,
we don't want that.
Along with all the other people who were suing us.
So yeah, we're being sued left and right. We just don't know why. So we had done this vaudeville track a long time ago. Didn't even remember how it went, but one of the Shalimar brothers, I guess. Because there's a whole family. I mean, we know Shy Sky because we've been working with him. But he's got a brother in Brooklyn who calls himself Fly Guy Shalimar, and their dad is Hi-Fi Cy Shalimar. Cy is an old broadcast engineer from the 30s, and he was the one that found. They had found a whole bunch of all our old tapes from back in the day. And they did a restoration, but they wanted our permission and stuff. So they came down and bought us dinner, and we signed a contract.
Plied us with loose women
and lots of alcohol.
Lots of alcohol.
And next thing you know, we both woke up in the gutter, our underwear over our heads covered in green goo. So we don't know if we're ever going to get paid for those recordings or whatever. But anyway, we signed a contract with Buttersville, USA, and we're required to deliver albums until 15 years after our death. So so we're gonna keep making them. We're gonna keep doing it. We got a live record
like
that we're
Sam
working
Cooke.
on.
We'll just put out like an endless series of posthumous material.
That's right, and Jimi Hendrix. We're just gonna be like Hendrix. So we're gonna keep putting things
Does that
out.
mean like some dude guy like Alan Douglas is gonna like erase all the music tracks and then record Berkeley students playing over our tracks? And
It's a frightening thought, Berkeley students playing over Butterscott material. It really is. We love Berkeley. They're very well-trained musicians.
yeah,
We're all very well-trained musicians, by the way. We are well-versed in the art of the music. Yes.
we're trained to like stand up on a little thing like with the elephants that stand up on the little stool.
That's right. We also do water sculptures, and
Sandcastles.
we do sandcastles, in addition to weddings and bar mitzvahs and funerals. We are the perfect funeral band. Absolutely.
Funereal.
Yeah, we're very funereal. We're not goth, you know. I mean, let's face it. We could be. I mean, hello.
I told you somebody asked me if like I can't even remember who asked me this. Like I think it might have been like this dude guy over in your ear. Like he asked me, did I ever go through a goth phase when I was a kid? And it's like I said, no. I went through a Greg Brady phase when I was a kid.
He's still going through
I'm
it.
still going through it.
And you know, of course, none of you know. Probably everybody knows that I've never gone through a goth phase. Anyway, so I mean, we could easily, very easily, but you know, we like writing cute little pop songs for you.
That's right.
Yeah. And I was watching on TV a little documentary on Viv Stanchel.